What's up, guys? In today's video we are going to be looking at another AK Bayonet. This variant is a Hungarian Type 1, which is basically a copy of the Russian 6x3 from Hungary. These bayonets were made for the Hungarian AK-63, which that rifle, as far as I know, has two different variants. The first one being a woodstock, which is the AK-63F, and then a later one being the AK-63D, which was an underfolder. Now, these two rifles were meant to replace the AKM-63 and the AMD-65, and the reason they went from the woodstock variant to the underfolder is because soldiers preferred the ergonomics of the AMD-65. I'm not sure if these bayonets will fit the AKM-63 or not, because I don't know if that rifle has a bayonet lug, but I know for a fact it will not fit the AMD-65 because the muzzle ring far too small for this muzzle brake on this AMD-65, and there's no bayonet lug. These bayonets were made by FEG, which I'll have the actual name of it right there because I'm not going to butcher the pronunciation, and they were apparently made from 1977 until 2001, which that kind of lines up because the AK-63s were first being made in 1977. They were also made for the U.S. commercial market for the SA-85M, which was a semi-automatic version of the AK-63. The SA-85M was imported from 1985 till 1989, with a total number of 8,000 imported, 2,000 with the woodstock, 6,000 of them being underfolders. And they were later replaced by the SA-85S, which was a thumb hole. You know, they were trying to get past the ban in '89. It was a thumb hole, no bayonet lug, so you're not going to be able to put a bayonet on that rifle, this bayonet, or any, because it has no bayonet lug. These bayonets are commonly confused with the Romanian type ones. They're very similar. The main giveaway is the frog will be this like orangish tan versus the Romanians are usually like a cream tan, and the leather frog will be different. This will have kind of like a Type 2 frog almost, versus the Romanians have a big leather frog, and the scabbard is different too. The Hungarians have an Egyptian type scabbard, which is like this, where it just goes straight in, versus the Romanian has the other type of scabbard, which is like an L shape right here. Other things to note about this bayonet is it has a leather frog like this, where it has a connection here, and then it also has a connection to a belt loop or a hanger. Usually you don't find these with the hanger. It's pretty rare to find them with that piece. These bayonets seem to pop up all over Africa and the Middle East. Basically, any Third World War torn country will have these or a Romanian bayonet. The construction is more or less like any other 6x3 bayonet, besides the scabbard. Like I was saying, it's more like an Egyptian style. You'll have your sawback, your false edge, your true edge, your point, your crossguard, your muzzle ring, your hook for your retention strap, your hole down here on your pommel for your retention strap, your bayonet lug mount, your push button, your round pommel instead of the squared type for the Type 2. And the reason they went from the Type 2, the reason they went from the round pommel to the square pommel is because soldiers were using these for hammers and obliterating them, destroying them.
There are some rare examples of the Hungarian Type 1 bayonets that have had the pommel modified. It's not clear why this modification was done or what purpose it serves. Some people believe that the modification was done in order for the bayonet to be attached to a different rifle. However, what rifle that is unclear currently.
The tang for this will not go all the way down, and then you have your Bakelite, which doesn't conduct electricity, and then you have your rubber insulator over here on this, so that way whenever you go to cut wire, you don't electrocute yourself whenever you go to cut live wire.
When it comes to stamping on the Hungarian Type 1 bayonet, there are 3 different variations. You'll have 2 that was for export and 1 that was for the Hungarian military. The first example, which is what mine is, will come unstamped, and that was for export. The second example, which was also for export, will say made in Hungary, FEG, or made by FEG. The third example, which was used by the Hungarian military to keep track of the bayonets, will have a serialized number on the scabbard and on the actual bayonet itself.
I can't really think of anything else to say. These bayonets were kind of scarce, and they probably will be in the future. I paid like $80 for mine. Well, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Combloctism out.